This is Zurich Chess Challenge 2014. It's currently being played in Zurich, Switzerland. This is the highest average rated tournament in the history of chess. Average rating 2801, a category 23. Incredible. The lineup: Carl Nakamura, my buddy from the United States. Magnus Carlsen from Norway, new world champion. Vishy Anand, former world champion from India. Fabiano Caruana, representing the Italian Federation. Levin Aronian, number 2 in the world, representing Armenia. And Boris Gelfand from Israel, former world championship challenger. What a great lineup, what a great tournament. Don't miss any of these games. Hi folks, John Cordisco back again with another great chess video for you. Round 2 of the highest average rated tournament in the history of chess. The Zurich Chess Challenge 2014, currently being played in Zurich, Switzerland. Great names in here. Vishy Anand, Carl Nakamura, you saw him at the beginning of the intro. This game is recently former world champion Vishy Anand is white, and my buddy from the United States, Carl Nakamura, is black. It's a great game. It's going to be a Berlin. It's going to be an interesting Berlin. This one I haven't seen before. Of course, I'm only a 1600 rated player, so my opening theory is not that great. H3. Of course, we all know why you can't take the so-called free pawn. It's after the queen, bishop takes, queen takes, white's down a piece. Bishop e6, knight c3, queen d6. They both castle, opposite side castle, so this is going to be great already. You can see this coming. a3, knight h5, eyeballing that really good f4 spot, and the dark squared bishop will have to give itself up in order to take it out. Knight to a4, bishop, knight takes. Computer shows c takes and a takes is about the same. I think for safety I would have taken with a c, but it's Carl Nakamura, one of the greatest players in the world. Who might have second guess him? They're both close. a4, f6, bishop e3, knight f4. Now I wanted to mention at this point, going to be a slightly edited interview with a Carl concerning this game, so you want to miss that at the end of the video. a5, here comes, he's trying to break up the pawns in front of the king. b5 for Carl, stopping that. This is where I think Vishy goes a little wrong. He's over 2 points up right now, believe it or not. d4, brought himself way down. He's barely up, barely above a half a pawn now. I think a better shot, at least by the computer, was a6, forcing the take, and then rook takes. That's a lot more dangerous for black. I think Vishy lashed out the center too soon, and then a Carl, seeing that he's just going to get smothered to death and slowly ground into dust, goes for it. Knight takes check, pawn takes, bishop takes, d takes, queen e6. Look at that exposed white king. This is going to be great. Knight to d2. Now, believe it or not, white's up right now, a knight for a pawn. And it's only a half a point advantage for white, so that speaks volumes there. Black's got a good shot at this. He gives up the rook. Queen takes. Queen takes. c3. He's just trying to consolidate a little bit. It's practically an even game at this point, believe it or not. It's 2 pieces for a rook and 2 pawns. King, a6. What to do, what to do? Do you take it? What do you do? No, you go b6. Queen to g2. Trying to put some pressure. Eventually, if this pawn moves, queen can come in. Queen's attacking here. Of course, it can't take right now because the rook here loses the queen. but it can in the future. Rook to d6. Carl brings the rook up to protect the c6 pawn. Knight to f1. That, I think, was a miscue by Vichy. He's a great player. I'm not trying to criticize the guy. I've got some comments in my other videos that I think I'm better than these players. I'm not. They're sitting there with the clock ticking, and I'm not. And I'm sitting here with a computer. So it is what it is. The computer suggests knight to b3 or f4. I probably would have played f4 because it pushes the queen off. Knight to f1. If he had taken instead, rook back, queen, rook, king, would have half a point advantage for white. Comes out the same. Knight to f1. After knight to f1 for Vichy, f5 for Carl. He wants to open up some lines here on the white king. Of course, the threat is right now, the immediate threat is rook here, winning the queen. E takes. Of course, now the rook can't go there. Queen takes, and then the knight blocks, of course, and attacks the queen at the same time. Queen to d7. Queen e4. King. Great spot for that king now. Now this white pawn becomes a traitor. He is now shielding the black king. King to g2. h5. It's a tiny, minute advantage for black right now. I will say this is basically even. Queen to f5. Carl wants nothing to do with that. He still wants to attack. You got to keep the queens on the board. Queen to e4, offering the trade again. Carl moves the queen. King to h1. Trying to get the king out of the line of fire. h4, hitting the knight. The computer suggests knight to f5. Hitting the rook. And the last move is knight to e2, and unfortunately that's what Vichy does. And right now, he is over 3 points down in score. After rook to e8, now comes the push. Queen to g4. Rook to g6, hitting the queen again. That white king is just credibly exposed. Queen to h3, of course you're going to bring the queen close by to help. Queen to d5 check. King to h2. Rook takes e3. F takes. That was the move there, that rook take. That was a great move because you'll see what happens after he retakes. Queen to d2. Now he's threatening a ton of stuff. A ton. He's threatening rook here for starters. Knight can't take because it's pinned against the king. Queen only move, queen to f1. And rook to f6. And that's where Vichy Anand, former world champion, resigns to see what would happen after rook to f6. Queen to g2, basically only move. Queen takes, and it's just a disaster. The rook's threatening to come here. It's just a disaster. So Vichy resigned. Tough break for Vichy. He was outplaying Hikaru pretty easily in the opening. Didn't have a huge advantage, but a decent one. And Hikaru saw he was going to get ground slowly, and he went for it on the h3 sacrifice. Some inaccuracies by Vichy nonetheless, but you know, that's sport. You push and push and push, and whoever makes the biggest or last mistake is the one that usually loses. Anyway, folks, a great game from Hikaru. I'm real proud of him. He hung in there, he took the chance, he rolled the dice, and he came up a winner. So that's my game from round 2 of the Zurich Chess Challenge 2014. I hope you enjoyed it. I want you all to remember, if you think chess is just a game, you're not playing it right. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.
I really wasn't sure what to do because, okay, I mean, it's all pretty normal, but I mean, objectively I shouldn't even castle long, but I mean, I felt like something interesting, so I tried this, but I mean, I have a feeling it's very suspicious, to say the least.
Yeah, this knight h5 didn't look natural, yeah? To say the least.
Yeah, but the problem is I don't do knight h5, how do I attack?
No, if you don't try to attack,
Like, I mean,
knight d7,
just like this.
and then you anyway still have this f6, g5. Cunningham away.
Yeah, somehow.
Okay, it's a complex position.
Yeah, it's pretty normal.
Only that after knight h1 suddenly there were some concrete problems as well, yeah?
Yeah. I just kind of wanted to attack, and I just. Yeah, I mean the problem is even though the structure looks fine, I think it's quite difficult because okay, the king can't be attacked directly, but there are other long-term problems with the structure. So, yeah, I think this is all pretty normal. Bishop e3, knight f4, a5, b5. I was actually very surprised by d4.
We felt this could be a mistake.
Yeah, I felt like around this point, actually, I was really expecting something like bishop takes f4
And rook e1.
and rook e. Yeah, I think. No, rook e1 then. Yeah, rook e1 because on rook e8 you have tricks. Rook e1, rook e8, then you throw on a6, b6, e5. Yeah, right, in this order. Yeah.
Yeah, or playing a6 first and
Yeah,
only
then-
then
Yeah,
asking
but
for a
no, but if you
decision.
play a6 first, then a6, b6, takes, e5.
I think this was one of the main
But
problems.
this one now, no, but rook e1, then I just win my queen. I think just queen d7.
Queen d7?
Yeah, I think this is unclear because now I think a6 is going to become a weakness eventually.
Yeah, so e5, f5, queen d2, you want to sack the pawn with h6 and then queen f4,
Yeah,
g5,
exactly.
yeah?
g5, exactly. Yes.
And you have counter.
No, it seems quite complicated. But okay, d4, I mean, is of course a very natural move also. And
And here you had a long
Here-
think before deciding
I
on, the,
think-
on the sacrifice.
I think, okay, probably losing, I suspect.
No,
But
not really.
Actually,
Objectively, it's quite fine. It's amazing.
Ah.
We threw it in and the machine was
we
satisfied.
suggested
so-
it. Yeah, and,
okay, that's
You
interesting.
reduced somehow from 0 point something
I mean,
to...
because somehow if I don't take on h3, I think I just lose.
Yes.
Actually,
yeah,
like it's just,
doing
I mean,
badly indeed.
I
very
can go
good
knight
judgment.
g6, but I mean, I'm going to end up in some endgame and suffer and probably lose. So.
Exactly, this was our feeling, that Vichy is in this sense quite unlucky that you are forced to take on h3,
Right.
and you will do it.
Yeah.
And
it's
you will
good.
do it, and it's going to be quite dangerous, yeah.
Yeah.
Even much stronger than expected at the beginning.
Right, yeah, 'cause it looks very, very silly, of course. I mean,
Okay, well, it doesn't really actually. There is this objective value of the move, and there is also the psychological, because the character of the fight is completely changed now.
right, that's true, yeah. It seems like, yeah, white has a small advantage positional, and suddenly, yeah, it's a big attack.
But he reacted pretty well at the start.
Well, okay, after the game, Vichy briefly thought he should have played king takes f1 instead of queen takes f1, but I don't. It all seems a bit strange to me. I mean, I think at this point already.
After king takes f1. Well,
I mean, I
actually,
think
we were thinking
if
that
you take-
maybe white still has an edge somehow, although...
Yeah, I mean, I
it's
have a
still
feeling white
messy,
still
of
should be
course.
better, but
Yeah.
it's
So in
quite
this
tricky.
sense.
I mean, okay, the next couple of moves are very forcing.
There was also here queen g4, with the idea to enter e2 in case of queen g2.
Queen g2, queen e.
Queen g4
No, but queen
check.
g4, king h2.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
take here.
King
Queen
b8,
number
no,
three?
king
No, sorry.
b8, king b8.
King
In
b8.
here, but this was a computer line, of course.
Yes, but you don't want to change queens at the moment.
Yes.
And still queen h3.
No, but I
queen
saw something funny like this, but for some reason I thought it didn't work. Queen h3, queen e2.
And it's just a very messy position without any clear evaluation.
Two first.
Yeah, do the same, but without...
And queen g2.
Just to have a
Ah,
great
yeah,
placer.
because of course now rook d6 is. Well, but rook d6 is still okay, a normal move, I think.
Okay, but in this knight f1, then at least with your king on b8 is not as
True. yeah.
comfortable
Yeah.
as in
Let's
the
see,
game.
maybe he can try bishop d4, play b4, then the pieces...
The queen f4.
Well, then move the knight.
Knight f1, f5. This is my point.
Okay.
No, like I think if I ever get an f5 and the rooks get active,
Yeah, so
I
maybe
should
it's
be
more
fine.
professional to call it a day with bishop e3, yeah?
Uh,
After queen f4, yeah?
Yes, yes.
But then the rapid game starts, yeah?
Right, yeah, 'cause-
Not clear who benefits from
yeah,
this.
yeah. Actually, it'd be very strange because you go from playing in a very complicated
Yeah, yeah.
game, suddenly draw, then you get to play
Still
rapid.
punished. Punished. So, but still, the way it went definitely went in your favor, actually.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, the thing is, I thought knight f3 was. I think after knight f1, I mean, it's okay. It's probably okay for white, but I think, I mean, if anyone's trying to win, it's black. But I mean,
Congratulations and thanks.
thank you.